Thank you, band. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. Get on in here if you're not already, and sit down. Well, I'm Mike Zorba. I'll be your facilitator today, and I want to say hi to everybody here and to our Zoomers. Who do we have today, Remy? We got a good crowd on there. All right. Hi, y'all. Glad you're here.
Hey, Rose.
There's some people way up there, Roseanne. Okay.
Yes.
Yay. Well, good morning to you. So I'm going to open similarly as I did last time. It seemed to go over well. The Daily Stoic, which I'm a fan of, a podcast. And this is something he wrote, I think, on Thanksgiving. And so I'm just going to kind of skim through it. That nice warm feeling you're carrying over from Thanksgiving, that fullness after your big family get-together, from the meal, from the company, from all of it, it's important that you realize not everyone is feeling like that right now. In fact, many people are experiencing the exact opposite. More than 47 million people in America face hunger, including nearly 14 million children, and that's 1 in 5. It's tragic, and it's preventable, and it's getting worse. With the recent government shutdown, the federal cuts to programs that help food insecure families, and an interruption in the SNAP benefits, families are struggling, and so are the organizations and the heroes that serve them. And you all probably know this. You're aware of it. You see it on the news. But you might be thinking, what can I do about it? This is a huge, complex economic, political, and cultural issue. What can one person do? Stoicism is about focusing on what is in my control. Why should I lose sleep over this? Because, as Marcus Aurelius wrote, those suffering humans are us, and we are them. To allow harm to come to them through indifference, through callousness, through despair, is to allow harm to come to ourselves. It's why the most magnificent moment of Marcus's reign was not when he conquered on the battlefield, but instead the day he decided to sell off the palace furnishings to keep Rome going during the Antonine Plague, to help those in need. Heracles was a Roman Stoic who spoke of circles of concern. Our first concern, he said, was our mind and our bodies, followed by our immediate family, then our extended family. Like concentric rings, these circles were followed by our concern for our community, our city, our country, our empire, our world. The work of Stoicism, he said, was to draw this outer concern inward, to learn how to care as much as possible for as many people as possible, to do as much good for them as possible. This is our obligation. That's what the good life was. Doing good for the common good. So this past Friday, Black Friday, when some were out in line, getting in line to get the best deal on an absurdly large TV, or gorge on leftovers in football, or spend hours shopping online, let's put our energy towards helping the less fortunate. Excuse me. Let us help people from going hungry. Let us alleviate someone's worry and fear. Let us help clothe them and put food on their table. And this is all to say, remember to donate when you can, and remember to give to our Angel Tree project, which Kim will be here, I'm sure, to announce it at the end of the program. But if you would, please join me on page 17. We're going to stand and sing I Can See Clearly Now, and then we'll do our meet and greet. Oh my gosh, our vision statement. Okay, well, let's start with that. Our Sunday gathering is designed to provide a weekly encouragement to individually manifest our highest good and purpose in our lives. Inner direction is the key. We reinforce positive directions for our lives and the infinite potential within us. We seek connections to create an open atmosphere of acceptance of all backgrounds, races, and lifestyles. We come together in a spirit of inclusiveness embracing all spiritual paths, honoring God in an atmosphere of unconditional love. All right, page 17, please.
Clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles
Come on and take your seats for the special song, folks. Cindy was the first one to take her seat. All right. There's a lot of meeting and greeting we had to do, huh? All right, special song. So, thank you again, band.
Well, the road is wide, and waters run from either side. My shadow went from fade to light, stretching out towards the night. 'Cause the sun is low, I have yet so far to go. My lonely heart is beating so. Tired of all the wonder, there's a sign ahead. Nothing gets the same one again. I'm thinking about my only friend, so I find my way home. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. Where the air's cold, and yonder lies my sleeping soul. Branches that look like bones. This weekend tree no longer holds, but the air is still. I have yet not lost my will, when I will keep on moving still, till I find my way home. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light.
you, awesome Morning Star Band. Frank, Jeffrey, Daryl, Ken, wow.
Did you notice Frank was playing his guitar?
Yes, ooh,
He
how'd you
managed
do
to
that?
adapt
They-
the song.
I
so
didn't
he
even
could
realize
play
that.
it.
Are you healed up or are you pushing it?
No, I'm nowhere near.
Are you
here
pushing
yet,
it?
But yeah.
Okay, be careful. We love it. We love it, but be careful. Don't push it for us. Okay, so a little bit different format today, just in introducing our speaker. I'm going to introduce Dayna now. We're going to do the chant, and then she's going to sneak up here and do the meditation. So we'll do chant meditation, and then she'll move into her talk. But just a brief intro. You all know Dayna just because she's been here multiple times. But with a master's degree in spiritual psychology from the University of Santa Monica, Dayna Dunbar is a spiritual and therapeutic counselor working extensively with clients using sacred medicine-assisted counseling for profound healing and awakening. She is also an award-winning visionary novelist, as well as a retreat leader and sacred travel guide. And so today, the title of her talk is, and I guess I've misplaced it. Don't know how I did that. There it is. Close Encounter with the Light. So let's do the chant, which is We Are the People on page 64. We'll dim the lights and then move into the meditation right after that.
So just join me in closing your eyes. I work with a lot of people who have some trauma in their background, and there's a breathing technique that has been proved to be most effective for calming the nervous system. So it's called cyclic sighing. So I want to start with 3 of these breaths. We do a long inhale through the nose, but it's a double inhale. So you breathe in about 80% of your breath, and then breathe in again at the top. And then we'll breathe out through the mouth with a long, slow exhale, like you're breathing out through a straw. So close your eyes and breathe out completely, all your air. Now breathe in through the nose, a double inhale. And then out through the mouth, a long, slow exhale, even longer than the inhale. Just feel yourself coming fully present in this moment. One more time, double inhale. And exhale out the mouth, long and slow. Feel yourself being supported by the chair underneath you, coming into the moment. Good, one more time, double inhale. And then release. Feel that life force, the prana, the inner body, really beginning to be at the forefront of your awareness. Now you can breathe long, slow inhales in and out the nose. It's kind of like there's a massaging of your nervous system going on as we slow down the breath. Feel the chair underneath you as your back body is supported. Feel your feet on the floor. Just feeling this moment of privilege, this sacred moment of family, divine light within your own being. Just following the breath. Now focus for a moment on your heart center. Right at the center of the chest, the sacred heart. Just feel it flowering open with a warm glow. Feel the front flowering open and the back opening. And just have a really strong sense of love and compassion for yourself. Your own Christ nature, your own divine being. Just deep appreciation for the light within you. Beautiful. And now focus your attention for a moment on your third eye. Just focus all of your attention on the sacred eye. Feel it flowering open. Knowing that true vision comes from here, the one eye, the oneness of all being. And as we come into completion, Just say to yourself in the depth of your own soul, I am the light of the world. We are the light of the world. And so it is. Thank you for your presence. It's beautiful. Whew, so I always have to gear myself up a bit for this talk. It's one that is profoundly sacred for me and such a privilege to share. I just shared this in Calgary, Unity of Calgary, Canada, where I was speaking and working this summer, and I told the minister, who I didn't know when I was invited there, that she's like, you know, I gave her 3 different topics, and I included this as one of them, and I told her, I said, you know, 5 years ago, and she chose this one, and I said, you know, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have even put this as a option, and she said, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have let you, you know, but I told it to the whole congregation up there, and it was, yeah, so people are ready for it. There's a lot in the news these days, as you all know, about this topic, which is that of people, beings of extraterrestrial, multidimensional origin. And when there's congressional hearings about it, I figure we're ready to be sharing this topic. So this is 1994 when this happened, this experience, and I was with a new partner, and we decided to go camping in Sedona, Arizona. I was living in San Francisco at the time, so we drove there. A friend of mine that I worked with said, you got to go to this secret location. You drive on Schnebly Hill Road, past the cattle guard, 3 miles up, very rough road, dirt road, and you park and you go up through the junipers, and there's a flat mesa, and it's 360 degrees surrounded by red rock spires of Sedona. So we said, sounds really good. So it was June of 1994. We drove up, and it was absolutely magical, total dry camping. You can't even camp up there, let alone build a fire. So it was such a privilege. We're up there basically by ourselves. I mean, there was nobody really around at all. And so we're there for a few days and just really dropped into this magical place. The nature, the nighttime skies, just truly profound, and just slowing down to that rhythm of nature. And then it got really hot, and so we went down into town one day and went into a New Age bookstore, of course, Sedona, and found out that there was a meditation going on right then. So we go into this beautiful meditation room, and this man comes out, and we're the only ones there, and his name is Richard Danley. I still remember. I actually looked him up many years later. And he starts to lead us in this beautiful meditation, but at the very end of it, he says, we're going to call a mothership to come and hover over the building. And Chris and I both open our eyes and look at each other like, oh my God, it's so Sedona, how cool is that? You know, and like, you know, it was just like, whoa, you know, it's really fun. So we did this, and then we went back up to the campsite and built a fire, and found out when we went out that he had written a book about UFO sightings in Sedona. So very well-known guy in the area. And so we went back to our campsite and ate dinner. It's getting dark, and it was like still a little bit light out, no stars in the sky. But over on the right side above one of the spires, there was this very bright light. And we were like, you know, where did that come from? Was that there last night? I don't remember seeing that. What was that? So we're just like, you know, not sure what that is. And it wasn't moving or anything, so we thought it must be just a big planet or star. We just didn't notice it, something. And then later it wasn't there anymore, so we thought, well, the Earth had shifted, and so we're making these interpretations, but we're like, this is interesting. So we went out into, on the site there was this huge medicine wheel already there, and it was just beautiful. So we went out into the medicine wheel, and we had this really cool, very ethereal music, and we're doing this dance, it's like tribal, it was super cool. And we're doing this dance, and we're calling down the energies from the sky and the Mother Earth energies, and it's just this beautiful night. We go back to the fire, and we're standing there, and I look up, and there's Scorpio, the constellation Scorpio is over to the left. It was just huge, right on the horizon. And I'm looking at it, and there's one star, it looks like, in Scorpio, and it was kind of this light orange hue to it. And right when I look at it, it starts to move. And I go, Chris, this is the star is moving. Oh, I want to show you some pictures. So you can see. So these are really bad because it was 1994, and obviously a really bad camera. But you can see the medicine wheel there, and the spires, and that's Chris, who I was hanging out with at the time. And so yeah, thank you. So I look up, and this star, this orange kind of star, starts to move. And I was like, Chris, that star is moving. And she looked at it, and we were both just kind of stunned. And it's moving, and it's kind of swimming away from us like this, in this S shape. And something came through me. It was this, just again, we were really dropped into the moment. So I don't know, something just came through, and I said, we see you. If you want to communicate with us, we're here. Well, immediately it starts coming back. And we both went, oh my God. It really got pretty scared at that point, but it starts coming back. And I turned to her and I go, they want to talk to you. And I said, because she had one time accidentally somehow had an out-of-body experience. She had kind of, back then you called it astral traveling. Now it's an OBE, out-of-body experience. And so she had this experience. So I really held her in very high esteem as this very mystical person, and I was just a regular person. And I was like, they must want you. And so, so this thing is coming back, and it's coming back, and it flies up, and it comes and just hovers right in front of us. So the fire's here, the medicine wheel's here, our chairs are here, and it just hovered right in front of us, really big. And I couldn't see what it was made of because it was really light, but it looked like it was definitely twinkling, spinning, and it looked like it was made of light. And then we see just like seeming popped out of nowhere, two other ones that seemed either smaller or further away, or both, that were like up here. And so this one's here, and they're up here, like almost like sentries watching. So it's like something's happening. So they come in, and we have this kind of triangle. And I said, what are we going to do? I think they want to talk to you. And she said, we decided that she would go out into the medicine wheel. And we get this sense, this overwhelming sense that something really profound and sacred is happening. There's just an impact that the energy of whatever this is going on is having on us at this point. So she says, okay, I'll do this. So she goes out in the medicine wheel, and she lays down. Oh, it's not up. And so you don't have to put it up. It's fine. People get what it was. So she goes and lays down right in the medicine wheel. And she's facing it, and I'm sitting there, and right when she lays down, pretty much within a few moments of her lying down in there, because that's how she astral traveled, that's how she meditated, was lying down. That's why she laid down. And so I saw coming out of her body a beam of light that went up from her body up to the ship and back down, like a circuit, like this. And I went, oh my God, you be good to her. And I heard a voice say to me telepathically, it was a female voice, and it said, "Don't worry, we will." And it was kind of like a giggle. "Don't worry, we will." And I was like, something's talking to me right now. And I felt like I recognized the voice. And so I said, "Kaya, is that you?" And so 6 months before this, almost to the day, I think, I was sitting in meditation, and I had this experience of this energy coming right in front of me and I was like in, cross-legged on the floor and just sitting there right in front of me, this presence. And it was a feminine presence, and it was just so loving. I had never had anything like this happen before. I wasn't a psychic kid. I didn't have spiritual experiences as a kid. I hear all of these people have all this stuff now. That was not me, so this was totally new for me. And so but it was very strong, and she was so loving and like totally just like wanted to I felt like she wanted to hold me, and it was just beautiful. So I was like, I told some friends about it. I was like, I don't know who this chick is, but she just keeps coming to me every time that I meditate. She's just there. And she wasn't really talking to me. She told me her name, but it was never about words really with her. So that had been happening. So that was the voice that came through. And I was like, oh my God. I said, "Kaya, is that you?" And she said, "Yes, it is." And so and still the lights going up as this is happening, and I am having this telepathic conversation with this being. And at this point, I know that it is safe. And the amount of love and just ecstasy that's going on is just so beautiful and profound. And so I have a conversation with this being, and I said, who are you? What are you all doing? What are you doing here? what is this? And so she says that they are here to, that Earth is kind of a hot spot in the universe, that there's this transition that's happening of human consciousness, and they're here watching and witnessing, because it's very interesting what's going on right now, and that they are here to support by holding the light. But they are not going, at the time, I keep hoping this changes, but that at the time they were not going to intervene and land on the White House lawn or that kind of thing. They were like, they don't do that. Come to find out, Star Trek is right. There's a prime directive. You don't interfere, right? So we're having this experience, and it was, again, the words were just so secondary to the loving. It was like a kind of loving, when you hear near-death experience stories, and they like, it's a love like you can't never have felt on this planet. That's what it was like. And so I'm still watching this, the light going up into this ship, and then it disappears, and Chris stands up and walks back to me. And at this point, we're both kind of crying. And I said, she tells me what happened to her. She said that she, right when she laid down, that she went out of her body and was going up to the ship in this tunnel that she said it was kind of like made of almost like, it was kind of a dark tunnel, but you could see the sides of it. She's going up, and she's going really fast. And there was a being waiting for her at this opening. And it was a male being. I'll describe him in a minute. But he was standing there at the opening, and she said she was going so fast that he's standing there like this, waiting for her. She's coming at him so fast, he goes, like he jumped back, like she might hit him, and so she like jumps. He kind of jumps out of the way, but she said she stopped before she hit him, and then he takes her hand and he walks her in to this ship, into a room that was like a theater, kind of like stepped down, and then with a kind of a stage platform on the bottom of the room. And he was really tall, and she said he didn't have hair or any features, and his skin was a little bit mottled, and he had 3 fingers and a thumb, and but he didn't have any features. And so since then, we have figured out from hearing other reports that we think he was wearing some sort of spacesuit so that she could handle his being there. And you'll hear a little bit more about why that sounds plausible too, but I've heard other people say this, some kind of suit that dims his energy enough for her to be able to be around him. So he takes her, and he's kind of walking her down the steps and toward the platform below, but she got scared because she's heard of probes and, you know, things like that, abductions. And so when he felt her fear, he did not, he's like, that's okay, we don't have to go down there, we could stop right here. And so they sat down right there on the steps and had the similar conversation to what I had with Kaya. He said the same types of things, but again, she said the profound love and energy was beyond anything that's describable on the planet, really. And his name was Elaine. We thought it was Alain. And so we thought later that she told me, I think if I would have gone down there, that there may have been other beings who would have come in to kind of observe or something, but as soon as I felt any fear, they're not about that. So then eventually she said, I think I should get back to Dayna. She's probably wondering what's going on. So he said, yeah, you should. And so that's when she came over. And I said to her, I said, well, I was in the middle of a conversation, and I want to do this myself. So she said, yeah, definitely. So I went out into the medicine wheel, and I sat down like I normally did, you know, cross-legged and looking up at the ship. And I talk about this, and I'm still like, I can't believe I'm saying this stuff. It still blows my mind. So I look up, and I said, okay, I'm ready to come up. Like, here, let's do this. And Kaya, again, telepathy is interesting because it's not all words. So I felt this feeling of her being like this, hold on one moment. And then I could tell she was consulting with some other beings about my request. And she came back to me and she said, you can't come up here. And I said, why not? She got to. And she said, it will blow out your nervous system. You won't be able to handle it. And so I said, well, you can't argue with that, right? And I said, well, can you come here? And I felt this smile come over her, and she said, yes, I can. And so so I closed my eyes, because that's how I'd always experienced her in meditation. So I closed my eyes, but immediately there's this energy right in front of me. And one thing I forgot is I felt like if I had not asked, she wouldn't have come. So she was so happy for me to have asked her to come, because just the amount of loving that she had for me was so amazing. So I closed my eyes, and she's right there, and stronger than ever before. And I realized, I was like, oh my God, she's here. So I opened my eyes, and what I saw was, because it was dark, I just saw this little filament of light on this side of her face and her neck. But it was like a shimmer in front of me, just this shimmering kind of light in front of me. And this is where it gets hard to talk. Because it was just... So we had this communion, this just union of love between us, and I've never felt loved like that in my life. And at one point, she tried to reach out. She wanted to hold me so badly, so she reached out, and she put her hand on my shoulder right here, and it went into my body, and it felt like my head was going like this, like, ah, like this. I mean, it was so intense, and I was like, oh my God, you can't touch me. And so she pulled her hand out, and it was my energy body was just like this, and I couldn't handle her frequency. So she pulled her hand out, and she was like so disappointed, and then probably the coolest thing of the whole experience happened. From behind, the fire was burning behind us, and the smoke comes up and wafts over her, and I could see her face and her torso and her neck, and she had this beautiful, very elongated face and kind of big eyes that went like this, but not like reptilian. From what I understand and from what I've heard, it's like Nordic. They're called Nordic. It seems like maybe she's a Nordic. And she, but very elongated features, really beautiful and very long and lean. And it was just like this breathtaking, like I was just like that. And then, we just sat in this beautiful connection for quite a while. And then she just said, you should, go back to Chris now. And so I got up and went back, and we just sat there and watched them. There were others that showed up. It wasn't just the three. There were others, and they were lying around, and it was cool because, they weren't stationary, definitely not. I mean, they were flying around, and when they were kind of stationary, I've heard this too, like they're almost like fly like insects, and this is from some of the military guys that you listen to at the hearings and stuff, where they're hovering like this. It's like when they, they're not fully stationary usually, and then they'll go and they'll zip out, and do these crazy things that are like beyond the laws of physics and just pop out and pop in. And so we watched this happen until like 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then finally just crawled into the tent and went to sleep. And but they weren't even gone when we finally had to, retire. And so then the next day, we got up and went to this beautiful creek and wrote the whole thing down, which is kind of funny because of, could never forget any of it. But we wrote everything that happened down, and really that's when I started to get guidance from Kaya to write, that I would need to write about them, and that she wanted it to be in story form, like a kind of an adventure. And then I started writing when I got my courage up. I was very insecure about that, and I wrote for 20 years and had 2 books published by Random House, and all of that, and then finally wrote the story that's inspired by that encounter and my experience with her. Not just the encounter, though. It was after that I got downloads from her about what an awakened civilization would look like, and what they are kind of like our, brothers and sisters in the light, that they're living this way, and where they're saying we can go. And so I got downloads about many things: economy, the education, so many aspects, and much of it went into my novel. So I think my time's up. I don't think we have time for Q&A, but it's
I think we do.
Yeah, okay. So I was going to just open it up for question and answers if anybody has any questions about.
And we have a mic, so pass it to whoever wants it.
So overall, what did you learn from this experience?
Well, it's interesting because I learned a lot right when it happened, but I've learned layers and layers since then. I think that knowing, for me, that there are beings who are holding for us and that are really, really invested and interested in our well-being is very heartening. and that they have a way of living and being in form, you know, that is what we, people like us, are really visioning for. You know, it's the new earth, right? And so that is just profoundly inspiring for me. And I've also learned that some things that are really kind of shocking. One being that Kaya, and I couldn't literally, this has been like in the last few years that she shared this with me, because I could finally accept it, love myself, and done my own healing work enough, that she's actually me in a higher dimension. And so, and I think we all have that. We're all these very multi-dimensional beings. And, you know, they have the oversoul, and then we have different realities that we're living simultaneously. And so we all are these magnificent light beings. And so, and that she came to me not very long ago, and I just woke up from I was sleeping, I woke up and she's just right there. She doesn't come very often. I would love to channel and all that stuff. She's like, nah, it's not happening. But anyway, so, when she comes, it's such a gift. And so I wake up out of bed, I sit up to meditate, and she's just right there. And it was just this overwhelming gratitude that she had for me. And she's so loving and generous with herself, but she just this gratitude. And what I got was, I was like, what is this gratitude? And she shared that she's so grateful for me being in this level of density to hold an anchor in form so that she can be at the level she's at and still be in form and get to play and have all the magical experiences she has. Because if I weren't here holding this level of density for the soul, she would just pop into the infinite, right? So somehow, like, I'm an anchor for her to get to stay in a level of form where she gets to be like a superhero, like light being, you know? So that was pretty cool.
So towards the end of the encounter, when you were just observing, what was your sense of what they were doing?
Well, I felt like a portal. It was somehow between the meditation that we did and him calling that in, and then what we did in the medicine wheel and calling in this celestial energies, and then the music and the love that Chris and I shared, and the fact that we had been there and really dropped into this, something just opened. I mean, Sedona is very much a hotspot. So it just opened a portal, and they were playing. Like, they were like, it was like, so felt like, you know, kind of a rare experience for them to be able to have this and have an encounter engagement. I mean, they were as excited to have this experience with us as we were with them, which was mind-blowing, right? So it felt like they were just taking full advantage of it.
So we're their playground.
Yes, yes. They're all about discovery, creativity, exploration, because they're not fighting and warring, you know.
I'm curious what you learned maybe about possible future education, where that's going.
Education, yeah. So, yeah, I go into this pretty good in the book. So have you all heard of entelechy? It's a Jean Houston. She really popularized this phrase. Entelechy is the innate intelligence of an acorn to become an oak tree. It's the innate intelligence that we all have within us to become our highest possibility, right? So, so in the book, the main character goes to Entelechy Academy. So the kids go to schools that find out what their genius is, what their gift is, whatever that looks like. And then we come together to support those very unique and creative gifts and whatever, you know, whatever kind of gifts they are. And that really is the basis for education. You know, educare, the Latin word, means to bring out forth from within. And it doesn't mean to give information and pour it into someone, right? So that it really takes that spirit of bringing forth from within, and supports kids from the very beginning of like their unique gifts, and to flower and manifest fully.
What about any experiences with darkness?
What do you mean darkness specifically? Well, I mean, in my work, I definitely, my work, counseling work, I encounter some energies that are, there's Kaya and angels and, celestial beings, and then there are formless beings that aren't so good. And so, yeah, I didn't believe in that for the longest time until I went to school and actually saw these kinds of experiences happening, like one in particular where I was like, oh, I was really hoping that was just people making stuff up, but it's not. So yeah, no, I've encountered that kind of those energies quite a bit, and dealing with them and working with clearing them and stuff. It's very shamanic work. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is just a thought that came to me that I've been thinking about in my meditation. Do you think it's possible that, we know there's no time really, that's a concept. Do you think it's possible that those beings are our future selves and are your future selves, and that you were able to get to see your future timeline kind of in the now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can look at it because there's no real, and my finite mind can't understand this, but intuitively I know it's true that there's no time, linear time, that there's just simultaneity happening. And so, yes, you can say our future self or multidimensional self. I see it more as multidimensional, where this is one level of density frequency, and then we're having experiences of many different dimensions and timelines too. But yes, that's apparently, it was cool because the reason Kaya came to me and told me this, that she impressed upon me that she was me. And again, this was very recently, so many years later. I literally wouldn't have been able, again, like, you can't handle the energy, She's been very protective of my not blowing me completely out of the water too much. And so she impressed that on me. And then just a few later from that, I was listening to Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar. And the guy asked him, so who is Bashar to you, this, extraterrestrial light being, whatever? He said, is it like you, a future self or multidimensional self? And my ears just went like, what's he gonna say? And Daryl Anka said, yeah, that seems to be the case. So that was one of I've gotten many confirmations in these kinds of ways since the experience, and like the whole thing about the suit and everything, that's been confirmed, and so it's been an ongoing gift.
Just one more from Zoom. Amy Thurman asks, what advice do you have for us to embrace this unknown part of ourselves?
Yeah, it's been interesting. Actually, there are some people that I've shared this with who actually communicate and have Kaya as part of their, embracing her as their one of their guides, and really have connected to her. So she is available for that. And so, really it's always about clearing away the material, the egoic consciousness that is in the way of our own true nature, because it's who we are. And we have, we've been, given, we've stepped into this reality and really taken on a very strong veiling of our own true nature. The only way we could be doing this in the madness that we experience on this planet, right, is to veil ourselves very intensely. So clearing that veil, seeing through that veil, opening our true nature through true vision, not dualistic vision, but the vision of oneness, healing the trauma, not only of this lifetime, but of all of our ancestral inheritance and karmic inheritance. And then really, Adyashanti, my primary teacher, says pay great attention to that infinite source. So meditating and being with that and sitting with it for, quite long, as long as you can. It doesn't take that long, and owning it as yourself. Stop denying and deflecting that it's not me. If you've got shame and guilt, let it go. It's because you are an infinite light being of unimaginable magnitude and luminosity.
Thank you, Dayna Dunbar, for sharing that. I know that is sacred, like you said, and maybe hard to talk about, but I hope more and more people kind of come forward, because I think we need to get that out there some more. So thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to our offering, if you would, on the back of the songbook. We'll repeat the offering prayer, and we'll pass the baskets. And if today's service resonates with you, please consider donating either with your pocketbook, or we do have some positions available for setup, maybe one more for December and then into January. So sign up for setup and takedown, and perhaps some meditations too. Okay, back to the songbook. Recognizing God as the source of my supply, I joyously give of God's abundance, which is blessed and multiplied through me, and so it is.
There's a dark and a troubled side of life. Here's a bright, here's a sunny side too. Though we meet with darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. Help us every day, it will brighten all the way if we keep on the sunny side of life. Though the storm and its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear, clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all the way if you keep on the sunny side of life. Let us breathe the song of hope each day. For a moment be cloudy or fair. Let us trust in our Savior always, who keeps everyone in its care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. Help us every day, it will brighten all the way. Keep on the sunny side of life. If we keep on the sunny side of life.
Thank you guys again. Okay, announcements.
Kim.
Yep. Okay, first of all, sign up for emails and name badges out there. If anyone needs a new name badge like me, get on there, and Helen will make you a new badge. Books, it's book week next week, book Sunday. Catherine will have some new selections for us set out, so come early. People can bring books to donate, right, Catherine?
Yes.
And-
We have plenty right now.
Yeah, but we got plenty, okay. So take, next Sunday, take. So don't forget that.
Dayna's book.
Yes,
Dayna's book.
yes, and Dayna has some of her books out there for sale, so go visit with her after the service. And the Angel Tree and Kim, I don't know if, Kim, do you want to come up and say something? I know you said something last week, but we need to grab some of those tags and get those gifts back here.
Good morning. Thank you again for supporting the Angel Tree. I have, I believe, 4 families. The first one is a single mom with a little 1-year-old. The father is out of the picture. And he's a doll. He's so much fun. The second family is a mother, and the father has mental health issues, so he is not working. She is working full-time, but she's not making enough money to make ends meet. So we're going to try to get her boys a few things to kind of help around and ease their burden this year. The third family, there's multiple children in this one, and I don't know the family that well. She's a single mom. She's a caregiver, full-time caregiver, and she has 5 kids. And there's no one helping her. So, yeah, 5 children. So I'm also collecting Christmas cards and books that anybody might want to donate that are inspirational. We have a couple of elderly patients who don't have anybody. Nobody. One of them told me, I think I mentioned her last year, that if she passed away, no one would know. So I have to check on her frequently. So I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for helping out with Angel Tree this year.
Remember, Heracles, the Stoic, tried to bring that outer concentric ring in and give if you can. Okay, next week's speaker, December 7th, Priscilla Griffith, The Baha'i Faith, One God, One Human Family, One Unfolding Religion. Dr. Priscilla Griffith is a 5th-generation Texan, 3rd-generation Longhorn who's been happily transplanted to Norman. Her Baha'i faith has guided both her personal and professional life, which included classroom teaching, administration, university professor, author, and much more. Dr. Griffith is happily retired, enjoys reading and writing, growing herbs, attending performing arts events, having lunch with friends, and the companionship of her Jack Russell Terriers and rescue dogs. She's learning to play the piano and will always enjoy visiting Texas. Excuse me. Dr. Griffith discovered the fundamental beliefs of the Baha'i faith in 1970. Her decision to journey from Christianity to the more inclusive tenets of the Baha'i faith has shaped and enhanced her life ever since. In her talk for Morning Star, she will share not only her personal experiences, but 3 fundamental principles of Baha'i, which is, regardless of the name used or the manner of worship, there is only one God. Number 2, beyond differences in class, race, culture, or ethnicity, which can potentially divide, we are all members of one human family. And 3, across humanity's history, the advancement of civilization has been influenced by founders of the world's religions. In these divisive times, the planet is experiencing, we welcome the healing, unifying message Dr. Griffith brings. So come next week for that. And is that it? I think that's it.
Can I make one to follow up that Baha'i? So on Thursday night at the well, the Baha'i gets together from 7 to 9, and this one I think is going to be really special because it's the topic is what's the color of your soul.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What day? What's the day?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, from 7 to 9 at the well.
Okay. Thank you.
Great group of people.
Okay. Well, I think we're ready to do our prayer for protection and circle up. So, if you would, join me in the prayer for protection on the back of the songbook. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.